Disclaimer, this video is 100% opinionated. If you have any opinion different from mine, by all means leave it down in the comment section below, but I ask you respect my opinion and the opinions of others. I'm fairly new to anime, so I may not be as informed, but everyone is entitled to their own opinion. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed, and enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? My name is NGPants, and today we have another anime video for you guys. This time it is my top 5 favorite anime, but before we get started, I would like to say that this is kind of like a cop-out top 5. Basically, the only anime I've seen to this point are animes that I've heard were good, or are pretty known animes at this point, so nothing new here for you guys. You guys probably won't be surprised by this list, by anything but the order. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this top 5. Coming in the number 5 spot is an anime you guys have probably never heard of. This is Maki and the Labyrinth of Magic. This is recommended to me by my friend Kalal321 on Skype. His link will be down in the description below. This is basically to avoid spoilers. To make as little spoilers as possible, this is about a boy named Aladdin who finds out he is something called a Magi, and a Magi is something who chooses kings. And the concept for the show is very, very good. It starts off a little slow, but then it really gets into it, and it becomes a really good show later on. The story and the concept are very good. The story is done really well. The art style and the animation are also what I like about this anime. The combat is very smooth, and basically it's just an all-around good anime. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend you guys check it out. And let's head on to number 4. And number 4, no surprises here, is One Piece. One Piece, I really like the concept and I like the characters. The concept is Luffy is a pirate who ate the devil fruit, and he's basically a rubber man. And his goal in life is to find the treasure left by a certain captain. He wants to get to the Grand Line and claim all the treasure in the world and become king of the pirates. So basically a really cool concept, because I really like pirates in anime. I don't know why, I just really like the pirate concept. The art style and the animation and the art style, for an anime as old as it is, basically all I've watched up to this point is the older stuff. But for anime as old as it is, at least to the point I'm watching it, the art style is very good for its time, and I'm sure it'll get better along the way. It is a very long-running anime. It's like 600 episodes subbed and like 300 dubbed, I believe, which is a lot for an anime. The longest anime I've watched before this one, or started watching before this one, is Fairy Tail, which is about 175 plus, maybe 190 at this point, I believe. But anyway, I really like the concept, and the animation is good for how old it is, and I'm not going to take away from the animation and art style, but the concept and story are very good. I like pirates, and I like all the characters in this show. They all are really good, especially Luffy. I really like Luffy. Luffy's just overall attitude towards everything is just really cool, and I really like to see Luffy's hilarious. And all the characters really are good, except Nami. I hate Nami. Coming in the number 3 spot is Fairy Tail, and yes, I'm sure you all knew this was on this list as much as I talk about Fairy Tail, but originally I had this at number 1. Right before recording this video, I changed it. I changed it from number 1 to number 3, and I will tell you guys in a minute. Basically, Fairy Tail is the first ever anime I watched, and that's why it'll probably be on this list for a long time, whether it be high up or low down on the list. Basically, it is the first anime I've watched of all time, and basically it is about a girl named Lucy Heartfilia, and she joins the Fairy Tail Guild, and they go on adventures. I guess that's the best way I can put it without spoiling it. But you know, I really like I love the concept of this show, because there's something about wizards and magic that I'm just a sucker for, and I really like it. I really like the concept, I really like the story, and the art style is really good. The combat scenes have always seemed to flow for me. I've heard people say they don't like this show very much, and honestly, if you don't like Fairy Tail, I would like you to leave it down in the comment section below why. I've heard people say that the reason why they don't like it is because nobody dies. Nobody in Fairy Tail ever dies, and things like that. But I've always really liked it, and I've liked how smooth the combat is, and I like how the combat flows. And basically, I guess that goes with the animation. The animation and art style are very good. Each character, in my opinion, fits, and the voice acting in the dub was always spot on. And that's why I was kind of sad when I moved over to the sub after finishing the dubbed version, because there were voices like Wendy's and voices like Levy's voice that I really missed, because I felt like Wendy's voice was really good, and then Levy's voice became more high-pitched and annoying when you moved into the sub version. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, Fairy Tail is number 3 on this list, and let's move on to number 2. Number 2 on this list is Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online has one of my favorite concepts in anime to date. Now, I have heard that there is a better version of Sword Art Online out there called Log Horizon. I definitely need to check that out. But Sword Art Online is here at number 2 because I really love the concept. The concept is great. My only dislike about this show was that, well, basically it's kind of a two-part thing. They call it Sword Art Online, but it's really only Sword Art Online for like I would say 10 episodes maybe. It's only Sword Art Online for like 1/3 of the show, and then they move on to different games, and it's still called Sword Art Online, and that's kind of a downside to it. And then another downside that goes hand in hand with it is that they did not stay in Sword Art Online enough, in my opinion. They moved on to different arcs, but they moved away from Sword Art Online, which kind of took away from it for me. But basically, I really love the art style and the animation. The sword fights were always just incredible to watch, and the story got really, really intense in all these shows pretty much so far. I mean, all these shows up to number 2 have hit me with the feels, and that's what I like in a good anime. I just like it when you get hit with the feels and it makes you want to cry, especially in an action anime. Like, basically my anime is, if you couldn't tell, is like action comedy, and basically with a little bit of hits you with the feels, if that makes any sense to you. But basically that's what kind of I like to watch. And the art style and the animation on this, the sword fights and the action scenes are definitely very well done in my opinion. I like all the character designs. And the voices in the dub have always fit the character, and they always make me feel like I like every character. And basically that's why Sword Art Online is number 2. So let's move on to the last anime on this list. Coming in at number 1, my favorite anime of all time to this date was Fairy Tail before I changed it to Soul Eater. I started watching Soul Eater a month or so ago, and it has been just so awesome. The combat scenes, the plot, and most of all the art style. When I first started watching it, the art style just instantly stuck out to me. I said, wow, this is such a good art style. It definitely fits the whole vibe of the story, and I really I love the show from the beginning. It's just such a good show. Basically, Death himself forms an academy for young meisters, which are people who wield weapons, and then they fight to collect 99 Kishin souls and 1 witch soul to become a Death Scythe, which is a personal weapon of death. Basically, there are 3 main characters in the show, all which have weapons. There is Maka with Soul, Blackstar with Tsubaki, and Death the Kid with Liz and Patty. And I love all the characters in this show. I mean, every single character is just really good. And story and concept are fantastic. I absolutely love what they've been doing so far with this anime. And I'm like halfway through it at this point, but I really love where they've been going with it. And then the art style and animation have just blown me away. Like, literally, I talk about art style a lot. When I talk about art style, the art styles that really stick out to me is what I like. And this art style sticks out to me the most above all of the animes. And that is why I moved Soul Eater from the number 2 spot to the number 1 spot on this list, is because of the art style. The art style, in my opinion, it doesn't make or break an anime, but it pushes an anime over the top to be good. It takes it from good, it takes it from good, and it puts it to great, in my opinion. And the art style in Soul Eater has definitely taken this anime and made it my favorite, just because the art style alone has pushed it over the top. And not to mention the fantastic story, the fantastic concept, and just everything put together makes this my favorite anime of all time. So that wraps up this list of my top 5 anime to this point. I will update this list from time to time as I watch new animes, and as new animes continue to replace ones on this list. If you guys feel free to leave your own top 5 list down in the comments of your favorite animes to this date, and leave animes for me to watch. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys